Hi guys, it's Brooke, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make these really cute fish car coasters. As always, the pattern link will be available for purchase down below. So let's get started. So you're going to need two different colors of weight for yarn. I always prefer cotton whenever I'm doing coasters. You're going to need black yarn, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, and a 3.5 millimeter hook. So the first part of the coaster we're going to be making is the base. This one I made in white and blue, but for this one I'm using the two greens. So you want to start by making a magic ring, and we're going to be using double crochets. So you'll want to start by chaining 2, and then you're going to want to work 12 double crochets into the magic ring. To complete a double crochet, you want to yarn over, insert your hook into the magic ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. So I'll show you that one more time, and then complete your 12 double crochets and meet me at the end. Once you've completed your last double crochet, you want to pull the yarn tail as tight as you can to close the magic ring before completing a slip stitch. And I forgot to say this at the beginning, but that chain 2 we did earlier did not count as a stitch, so you can go ahead and skip those and slip stitch to that first double crochet you made. Now for the second round, you're going to be chaining 2 again, and this will never count as a stitch, so keep that in mind. And for this round, we're going to be working 2 double crochets into every single stitch. Once you've worked your last stitch, you can go ahead and slip stitch to the first double crochet of the round, and then we will move on to the third and final round. And we are going to be working a repeat of a single crochet increase and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So you'll be doing that all the way around the entire coaster until you get to the end. When you reach the end of the round, single crochet to that first stitch that we made as we did with the other rounds, and then cut off your yarn and weave in your ends. And then you're going to need to make another coaster, but for your second one, you want to leave about a 12-inch tail, and we're going to be using that for sewing later. Another thing to mention is once you finish the base of the coaster, make sure it fits into your car. If it doesn't, then I suggest reworking the third round using double crochets. So now we are going to be moving on and making the fish applique. So make sure you change to your 3.5 millimeter hook for this. You want to start by making a slip knot and chaining 8. Now working in that second chain from your hook, we're going to be making a half double crochet increase. And to make a half double crochet, you want to yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Then in that next chain, you'll be working another half double crochet. In the next 3 chains, you're going to work a double crochet into each chain. When you get to the chain before the last one, you're going to work 1 half double crochet. And when you get to the last chain, you'll be making 3 single crochets. Now, I have a little tip for you to avoid getting that hole once you turn your work. So I worked my first single crochet as usual, but for the second one, I'm going to try to work it in between the twist of the yarn. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but instead of working directly into the hole, you want to put your hook in between that twist. So that's where I'm going to work my next 2 single crochets, and as you can see, that prevents you from getting a gap in your work. Then in the next chain, I'm going to work 1 half double crochet, and in the next 3 chains after that, you can work a double crochet in each. Then you can work a half double crochet into the last 2 chains. Once you finish your last half double crochet, you can go ahead and slip stitch to the very first stitch that we made of the round, and then you will have the fish's body, and now we will be moving on to making the tail. Start by chaining 4. In the second chain from the hook, we're going to work 1 single crochet. In the next chain, you'll be doing a double crochet. And in the first chain we made, you'll be doing a single crochet. And then to close it off, you can slip stitch to that same stitch. Okay, so now we are going to repeat that to finish off the other side of the tail. So doing the same thing, we are going to chain 4. Work 1 single crochet in that next chain. Work a double crochet in the second chain. And then you guessed it, we'll be working a single crochet into the first chain we made. And now instead of slip stitching to that same stitch, you are going to slip stitch to the next one. And that is it for the fish. Now you can cut off your yarn and pull through. You want to make sure you leave a tail of about 12 inches long so you can sew it to the base. Okay, so now we are going to make the eyes, and I like to do this by making a French knot. So what you're going to do is thread your yarn, and then you want to pull it through the back of your project wherever you want your eye to be. And then once you do that, you are going to put the needle in front of the yarn and wrap it around 3 times like I'm doing here. And then make sure you hold your yarn in place while you do this. But you're just going to want to insert your needle back into, well, not exactly where you put it because then it will just fall through, but extremely close to where you first put your needle through. And then you can just kind of pull through. Okay, so then you want to pull both tails, and that is how you make a French knot. Now, obviously that is a little big for this project, so what I like to do is pull it up, and I just tighten it as much as I can, and now you can pull through, and there you have it, your little eye. So now we are going to sew the fish onto the base of the coaster, and as you are sewing, make sure the fish stays centered, because the last thing you want is to finish your project and then have the fish be too far to the right or too far to the left. So when I am sewing, I like to go through the center of the stitches, as you can see, and you don't need to go through every single stitch. You can just go through every couple. But I am going to sew this, and then I will meet you guys at the end. So once you have sewed the fish on and you've weaved in all of your ends, now you can sew the back of the coaster on. And to do this, we're going to be working through the center of the stitches. So you're going to want to go through the back loop of the stitch closest to you and then the front loop of the stitch farthest from you. So I'll show you that a couple more times, and then do that all the way around your base and weave in your ends, and then meet me at the end. Okay guys, so here is what your coaster will look like once you are done. Before we put this into my car, I am going to block it so it looks a lot neater and more structured. Okay, so I've blocked it, and now, as always, I'm going to show you guys a lifestyle shot. So I'm putting it in my car, and here it is. It is so cute. I think this makes for the perfect little gift. Thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe for more tutorials.